sure hate to be out there on a night like this.
Yeah.
Well, you coming?
No, I don't need to go any farther.
All right, good night now, Eddie.
All right.
Oh, you're fidgety as a cat.
Yeah, that's me. Had to be tonight, huh?
It's important.
You're gonna give me a bad reputation sneaking around the wharf like this.
You don't leave me much choice now that you're keeping bartender's hours.
Well, that's what I get paid for.
You want to end up wiping off counters?
Les, all I want.
I know what you want, Eddie. And I'm telling you how to get it. Those things you said about the Van Lyden woman, can you prove them?
Right down to the shade of lipstick she wore.
How? With what?
Well, that's like asking a fella to bet into a full house and not letting him see his own cards.
All right. If what you say is true,
You have my word.
that's why I want proof.
Oh, a little trust goes a long way, Les.
She's going to marry Martin Peyton.
Tell me something I don't know.
No, you tell the old man something he doesn't know. How his bride-to-be was one of New York's foremost playthings. That the very proper Mrs. Van Lyden knew the score and exactly how much it cost.
You want me to spring that on old man Peyton?
In a way.
Should I call for an appointment or just barge in?
Ah, come on, Eddie. I'm not that stupid.
Well, that makes two of us. You drop down to the tavern some night, and I'll tell you a sick joke.
You won't even have to see the old man.
I gave you that information gratis.
No, you didn't.
Well, feel free to use it if you want, but don't expect me to play Humpty Dumpty for you.
It's a sure thing, Eddie.
Yeah, I stayed out of some of the best prisons in the country by avoiding sure things, just like that. And one time I didn't, it cost me 5 years.
This won't cost you anything. It's pure profit.
Oh. For who, lad?
All you have to do is make sure that Stephen Cord gets that information.
Oh.
He'll do the rest.
Are you and him teammates?
He hates the old man. He'll blow that marriage sky high with Adrienne Van Lyden's background. Then all we have to do is pick up the pieces.
Sounds risky.
But profitable. Once the old man finds out how popular his fiancée was, she'll be lucky to get out with the clothes on her back. And if he doesn't marry her, he can't change his will in her favor. If he doesn't change his will...
You'll wind up with a couple of million marbles to play with. Provided that your son Rodney and the present Mrs. Cord oblige the old man by getting married. Now, that's how you spelled it out, isn't it?
Sound a little less like a sick joke.
It sounds like a gamble for me. Why don't you give Stephen Cord the lowdown?
The only thing except for me is an invitation to my funeral. But you can walk in as Rita's father, a concerned father looking after his sick daughter's interests. Well?
I'm always happy to make a friend rich, but...
What's in it for you?
The thought did occur to me, being a concerned father and all, on account of my little girl and your son Norman don't seem to figure in that will.
It's worth a gamble, Eddie. I'm your last chance. After me, it's the old con man's home.
Maybe. Well, if I wind up in the old con man's home, I'm going to own it and rent you a room. So whatever you got on your mind, my friend, you just put it in writing, and we might have a deal.
Same old Eddie.
That's only because it's the same old Les.
What are you doing?
I didn't mean to waken you, Martin.
What is all this?
This is goodbye.
Come down here.
No.
What?
No. I'm through performing on cue.
You're too old for tantrums.
This isn't a tantrum.
Don't be melodramatic.
How can I get it across to you that I'm finished?
By coming down here and telling me, quietly and rationally.
My mind is made up.
Fine.
There's nothing you can say. You can't threaten me. You can't cajole me.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Then what do we have to talk about?
Adrienne, you must have noticed that I'm rather advanced in age. My muscles aren't as firm as they once were. Matter of fact, my neck is throbbing right now. I'd like to hear your decision from a less awkward position.
All right.
Sitting. Now then, where are you going to go?
I haven't thought that far in advance. The big thing is I'm leaving here. That's the first step, and it's the most important step.
But why?
Because I can't stand it anymore.
Calm yourself, Adrienne. Let's talk this through.
Martin, we've said it all before.
At least you owe me an explanation.
I don't owe you anything. I've paid you in full.
A courtesy, then.
A courtesy that you haven't earned.
Perhaps I can purchase it.
Martin, I've done everything that you demanded of me. Stephen's marriage is finished.
You sound almost guilty about it.
Nonsense. It's just that it's finished and I'm going, that's all.
It hurts, doesn't it?
What hurts?
To be involved. To be emotionally involved. Just like even that bothersome apple. You weren't content to look. You had to touch. That's one thing I didn't take into consideration. Perhaps because I'm totally immune to Stephen's charm.
Well, I'll get over it.
Of course you will. You'll get over it? Here. With me.
No. I'm afraid not, Martin.
Adrienne, scuttling Stephen and Betty's marriage was only part of our bargain. You may be through with me. I'm far from through with you.
Really, Martin? And what are you going to do to me now? Add another link to my chain? Or are you going to expose my background and lead the outraged citizens in throwing rocks?
Only what you forced me to do.
Thank you for being so honest. I'd like to have a taxi, please. The address is...
I need you, Adrienne, as much really as you need me. Neither one of us have a meaningful future without the other.
No more deals, Martin.
Just one.
I can make this call anyplace else.
I haven't paid Philip the debt I owe him. I promised to take care of his widow. I mean to do exactly that.
How?
The only way I can. Surely you haven't doubted my intention.
Only every step of the way, Martin.
Then you can stop. You can set the date.
Have I forced you that far?
We'll be married any time you say.
What are the conditions?
None. No strings, just my name. And everything that goes with it. The marriage contract we discussed was more than generous, you know.
Will you keep all of your promises? Will you turn Philip's letter over to me?
I've always kept my promises.
I'll think about it, Martin.
That it isn't goodbye, Adrienne? Just good night?
For now.
Forever, Adrienne. I promise you.
We'll see, Martin.
Oh, leave those, my dear. I'll have Weber bring them up in the morning.
No. I can manage.
preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
I want to get away from Stephen. I want to get away from you.
And I want to get close to you.
How did you meet Dr. Van Lyden? Carson, this is my house. Get out.
You knew all along Adrienne was brought here to foul up Betty and me. You've got to know. Well, you cut it out. Now, you knew all along, admit it.
I knew